Live and on demand from the WNY News Now studios in downtown Jamestown. This is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. Happy Monday to you and yours. I'm Justin Gould. Happening now, a City of Jamestown man is behind bars after he allegedly pushed an officer down a flight of stairs over the weekend. Plus, why New York's Lieutenant Governor visited Jamestown. But first, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter, he's live with a look at our weather. Hey, Dakota.
Hey, Justin, and happy Monday, everybody. We made it through another weekend, and we're starting the week off great. There's a live look coming from Lakeside Park in Mayville. The temperature in Mayville right now, 56 degrees, and look at that blue sky and the water out on Chautauqua Lake. Here's a look at First Defense Doppler. Absolutely nothing going on out there today, so it's going to be a dry day today, but rain will be coming our way tomorrow with a strong frontal system. That frontal system will also provide some strong wind gusts, so the National Weather Service has issued a wind advisory for Chautauqua County. This is mainly right near the Lake Erie shoreline, as often is the case when you have those south to southwest winds coming off the lake. So some wind gusts right near the Lake Erie shoreline tonight, possibly around 50 plus miles per hour, but that's going to be mainly tonight. The winds will die down tomorrow. We're getting to the end of the boating season, so if you want to take your boat out on Lake Erie, the water temperature 58 off Buffalo, 59 off the coast of Erie, PA. Southeast winds 5 to 10 knots with a wave height averaging about 1 foot or less. Get out there and enjoy the water before it ices up pretty soon. So tons of sun through the afternoon today. A nice and mild afternoon. Temperatures mid to upper 60s for most areas with that southeast wind 10 to 20. And some wind gusts could be near 30 miles an hour. But big changes on the way tomorrow. We'll talk about it in a few minutes. Back to you.
Alrighty, Dakota, thank you. Our top story, a City of Jamestown man is facing several charges after Jamestown police say he stabbed himself and then became combative with officers during an incident on Superior Street over the weekend. 24-year-old Bryce Stallman is facing several charges after police say while allegedly drunk, Stallman stabbed himself and then became out of control in the presence of 3 children. When officers attempted to place him under arrest, they say he pushed an officer down a flight of stairs. The officer reportedly sustained an injury and was treated at UPMC Chautauqua Hospital and released. Police say Stallman was also taken to the hospital and eventually taken to Jamestown City Jail before arraignment. And a City of Jamestown woman was arrested for allegedly driving while intoxicated following a crash on Route 430 in the town of Minot. The Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office tells us that Haley Buchanan is charged with felony driving while intoxicated after deputies say she had a prior conviction for driving while intoxicated in the past 10 years, making her arrest a felony. She's taken to the Chautauqua County Jail pending arraignment in the case on Saturday. And overdose deaths here in Chautauqua County are on the decline for the first time since 2012. The Chautauqua Substance Abuse Response Partnership reports a 30% reduction in fatal overdoses occurring from 2017 to 2018. The group says the reduction is thanks in part to outpatient clinics and inpatient rehab centers in both the northern and southern portions of the county. In 2018, the number of people receiving treatment for opioid addiction went up almost 30%. A new long-term residential program has recently opened at UPMC Chautauqua Hospital here in Jamestown. Peer support services through the Mental Health Association are also available in both Jamestown and Dunkirk. The Chautauqua Substance Abuse Partnership was established under a Rural Communities Opioid Response Program grant awarded to the Chautauqua County Department of Mental Hygiene. And New York State Lieutenant Governors visited Jamestown to celebrate the recent renovation of the Reggie Lene Center for the Arts. On Saturday, Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul spoke to the importance of updating cultural institutions like the Reg. Now, the Center recently received $1.5 million in funding through Governor Andrew Cuomo's Downtown Revitalization Initiative and obtained $1.5 million of local support from several foundations and groups.
Well, this downtown has literally been transformed, and I'm very proud that our administration was able to give substantial sums of money to Jamestown over the last 7 or 8 years, and part of it toward the Comedy Center, but also a place like the Palace Theater. A great history, almost 100 years old, but to see the rebirth here, one of the issues we brought us to town was the ribbon cutting for the 7-building complex, which is extraordinary. So there's a new life and vitality down here that didn't exist before.
Now, renovations included a complete overhaul of 7 spaces, the lobby concessions box office area, third-on-third gallery, and much more. The Lieutenant Governor also visited the National Comedy Center to promote USA Today's One of the Best New Attractions ranking. Well, happy Monday to all of you. Thanks so much for tuning in here to WNY News Now. Got to say hello to Corey. Hopefully you are doing well. Le Major is also here. Good afternoon to you. David, thanks so much for being here. Pam, Scott, and Wendy, a big happy Monday to you. Corey says, I'm not one to judge, don't know what he was going through, but sounds like he may need some mental help for stabbing himself and attacking a cop. Certainly, is a very sad story there, and happened in front of 3 children, so hopefully everyone involved there can get some needed help. Hello to Sue. Good afternoon to you. Thanks so much for tuning in here on WNY News Now. Coming up, hear how one group is trying to help kids with food allergies this Halloween. But first, why Western New York senior senator is calling on the FDA to investigate baby food. Dakota.
Food I can eat, baby food, 'cause I'm old. 66 over 42 was where we were yesterday. That was above average, and we have another above average day today before temperatures fall down a cliff with rain. We'll talk about it as WNY News Now continues in a minute, so don't move a muscle.
Live and on demand, you're watching WNY News Now.
I've walked my talk. I've brought officials to meet the community. It should be a government by the people, for the people. I've stood alone to represent the citizens of the city for transparency, accountability, and fiscal responsibility. My values haven't changed. I stand for you. Vote November 5th. Liuzzo for mayor.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
Hi, my name's Dave Wilfong, and I'm running for mayor of the city of Jamestown. Behind me is another dilapidated house in the city of Jamestown. We've got to do as much as we possibly can to knock these buildings down and create livable space for the citizens of Jamestown. We can no longer afford these condemned houses in our neighborhoods. They bring the property values down, they bring crime, and they bring drugs to our communities. We've got to stop that, and in the Wilfong administration, that'll be one of our priorities. My name's Dave Wilfong, and I'm running for mayor of the city of Jamestown. Please vote for me November 5th.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Pronto Mart, not your average corner store. Located on the corner of Forest and Newland Avenues in Jamestown, Pronto Mart has everything you've been looking for. An amazing selection of hot food, a large variety of premier headgear, and smoking accessories to fit any style. Pronto Mart, not your average corner store. Stop in and visit us today. And happening now, the Senate's top Democrat is calling on the Food and Drug Administration to examine a report that found dozens of baby food products contaminated with lead and other metals. New York State Senator Chuck Schumer says the FDA must take more action to regulate the baby food industry. A study by Healthy Babies Bright Futures found the presence of heavy metals in 95% of the 168 baby foods that were tested. The food contained lead, arsenic, mercury, or cranium. It also found 1 in 4 baby foods that were tested contained all 4 of those harmful metals.
Parents across the land should be worried about teaching their children ABCs, not worried about what's in their baby's food. But now they have to worry. because we're sitting on our hands. You know, science has progressed. 50 years ago, we wouldn't even be able to measure these toxic metals, let alone know their negative effect on tiny babies and on infants. Now we know their effect, and the outrage is the government, the FDA, is sitting on its hands.
Now, the New York senator says consumers rightfully expect those foods to be undeniably safe, appropriately regulated, and nutritionally sustaining. He says federal regulators should examine the study and release a public statement of their findings. Seems like many in the comments are fans of baby food as well. New York State's governor signed legislation last week requiring pharmacies to inform patients of Class 1 drug recalls made by the FDA within 7 days. Governor Andrew Cuomo says that drugs that are issued a Class 1 recall have a high probability of causing serious adverse health consequences or even death. The severity of health risks associated with the use of these recalls are particularly high for elderly patients and those taking long-term medications. Now, previously, there was no requirement for pharmacies to communicate this information to patients who have received the recalled drugs. The law took effect immediately and requires pharmacies to contact patients by phone or by mail. And the Medal of Honor recipient, David Bellavia, says he will not run for the 27th Congressional District seat recently vacated by Chris Collins. In a statement, Bellavia says he has a new responsibility to the U.S. Army. He says he plans on traveling the country as an ambassador for Western New York, educating and influencing future soldiers and fellow citizens, as well as training and advising military leadership. The Iraq War veteran ran in 2012 and lost to Collins in the Republican primary. Collins pleaded guilty in an insider trading case earlier this month and resigned from Congress. An effort to recruit Bellavia to run had been underway for months. Bellavia left the Army in 2005. He is the first living Iraq veteran to receive the Medal of Honor. Well, chocolates, candy, and those orange pumpkins, the staples of trick-or-treating for children on Halloween. But while a majority of kids load up on the sweet stuff, some won't be able to. It's those who deal with food allergies, which are often life-threatening. So again, this Halloween, the Teal Pumpkin Project is in full swing. It's to raise awareness of children dealing with conditions, and for those, the holiday might be more inclusive. The group's Food Allergy Research and Education, or FAIR, encourages homeowners to put a teal pumpkin on their doorstep. That alerts families that there are non-food treats like small toys available for children. FAIR also encourages those participating to add their house to an interactive map on its website. We have a link to that on our site right now. The group says it's joined forces with other food allergy groups to boost this year's effort. Certainly is, and Halloween's a great time for kids to go out and collect sweets for their sweet tooth, but I'm sure some of those, especially the peanut allergy, that's probably a big terror for parents. So certainly having things like toys seem like a great idea. Hello to Justin, thanks for tuning in. Joe, good to see you. June is here as well. Corey and Mark is here. Hopefully you all are having a good Monday. Great to have you on WNY News Now. Coming up next, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter, he's back in the news with a check of this week's weather outlook. And later, registration for a local youth basketball league is now underway. The details when WNY News Now rolls along. Stay with us.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Not tomorrow, but right now on the WNY News Now mobile app. Follow local news as it happens.
Top story, a Forestville man's weather video has gone viral.
And stay informed with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network.
Our Matt Hummel is standing by live outside of Chautauqua County Court. more on this case. Matt, good afternoon to you.
Download the WNY News Now app right now. It's free on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Hi, my name's Dave Wilfong, and I'm running for mayor for the city of Jamestown. NACO Trucking, the trucks that are behind me, this business is leaving the city of Jamestown and going to the Mason Industrial Park. When the current administration at City Hall was told that they were moving, their response was, we didn't know that they were leaving the city of Jamestown. NACO Trucking went to the Chautauqua Industrial Agency, went and got financing. They got plans for a new building. We've got to stop businesses from leaving the city of Jamestown. That needs to be our first priority. We don't have shovel-ready sites for this individual to move his business to. That's why people are moving out of the city of Jamestown. In my administration, we're going to be business first, and we're going to know what's going on in the city of Jamestown. Once again, my name's Dave Wilfong, and I'm running for mayor, city of Jamestown. Please vote for me November 5th.
First Defense Weather, the Southern Tier's only live and local weather source. Now, here's Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter.
And welcome back, and it certainly wasn't as chilly as it has been in past nights around here. 42 was a low this morning in Jamestown, 37 in Dunkirk, 48 over in Erie, and 40 over in Olean. But Bradford, they dipped down to the lower 30s once again. Right now, bright sunshine downtown on the HD News Now cam. Right now, we've got 60 on the Mercury at the airport with a southeast wind of 12. There's a wind gust of 20 miles an hour. This is actually going to start to increase as we go throughout the later afternoon and tonight. And the dew point rather dry at 43 degrees. When the dew point's in the 40s, that means the air is rather dry. Next big thing is going to be tomorrow. Oh, whoa, is Tuesday. Widespread rain and showers and windy will be coming our way with a front that's actually currently back to our west. It's going to be moving through on tomorrow. So again, we do have that wind advisory for Chautauqua County, goes in effect tonight and will last until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. The strongest winds will actually be tonight and then early tomorrow morning. Some wind gusts near 50 miles an hour. Again, the strongest winds will be right near the Lake Erie shoreline. Once you work inland, the winds won't be as strong there, but it will be another soaking rainfall potential once again as we head into Tuesday afternoon. Satellite and radar composite across western New York. We have just a few of those high clouds drifting in. Otherwise, that's really about it. There's our front back to our west. This front, all this activity is actually flaring out ahead of the front. You can actually see these severe thunderstorm polygons popping up from time to time. There's going to be severe weather down to the south, but all the severe weather problems are going to be down to the south. We're not going to have that to contend with. Here's future scan through the day. We'll run it through the day, see a few little blips there. That's not going to happen through the afternoon today. Here comes the front tonight. You can see these showers starting to pop again. I don't expect a whole lot of thunderstorm activity, but maybe a couple rumbles of thunder definitely possible. This is by about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. We'll see these bands of moderate rain coming through at times. But again, I don't expect a whole lot of thunderstorm activity. I think this, again, a couple rumbles of thunder definitely possible. Notice these little lake showers starting to pop up here. There's not out of the question as the winds actually shift, not out of the question we could get a lake response going and we could see a few lake effect rain showers later in the afternoon on Tuesday going into Wednesday. How much rain are we picking up here? This is the computer rainfall estimate here. We're looking at about a half an inch to about a 3/4 of an inch of rainfall. That's a good soaking rain, and all of this is going to come possibly tonight and then early tomorrow. And again, here's the wind gust for you just to show you where the strongest winds are. This is going to be about just before midnight tonight. You can see wind gusts nearing 50 miles an hour near the Lake Erie shoreline. So that's where the strongest winds will be, and the strongest winds will be tonight and then after midnight tonight as well. They'll start to die down in the afternoon. So inland areas here, this is way above average. The average is 57, and we're going to be way above that today. Most of us should be in the mid to upper 70s with lots of sun, but not as breezy here though. Next 7 days of your life, 65, here they come, 61 tomorrow. Again, we put a 100 in there. That's a 100% chance of rain. Breezy conditions mainly early in the morning. Cold front knocks us down 53 on Wednesday, early rain. And then average on Thursday, partly sunny. Cooler again, struggling 50 on Friday. But the weekend right now looking fine for Saturday, but a few scattered showers on Sunday with temperatures a bit below average. Norm has sports, so don't go away.
Hi, my name's Dave Wilfong, and I'm running for mayor of the city of Jamestown. Behind me is the Jamestown Upholstery Building that's been here for many, many years. But it's time for this building to come down and make room for progress in the city of Jamestown. In my administration, I believe we need to knock these buildings down and make room for people to come in and build their own buildings and be successful in the city of Jamestown. How can the city of Jamestown say that they're business friendly when there's no space for businesses to come? I believe in the Wilfong administration, manufacturing has got to come first, and manufacturing should be king. I think we need to make space for industry to come here and be successful. My name's Dave Wilfong. I'm running for mayor, city of Jamestown. Please vote for me November 5th.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news. WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at phonezoneshop.com.
Happy Manic Monday, sports fans, and welcome back to WNY News Now. I'm Norm Rodriguez with a look at sports. Over the weekend, the Jamestown Rebels played a two-game series versus the Maryland Black Bears. Jamestown lost Friday's game 6-2 and won the Halloween game special on Saturday 3-1. In spite of the 1-1 split, the Rebels remain in last in the East Division with 8 points, 2 points behind the Black Bears. The Rebels will be back in action on Friday night as they will be on the road for a two-game series versus the New Jersey Titans, who are in first place in the NAHL's East Division. With a 31-21 win over the Miami Dolphins on Sunday, the Buffalo Bills are off to their first 5-1 start since 2008, dropping Miami to 0-6 in the process. Josh Allen finished the game with 202 yards passing and a pair of touchdowns. John Brown caught 5 passes for 83 yards and a touchdown, with Cole Beasley catching Allen's other TD pass. Micah Hyde ended any hopes of a Dolphins comeback, running back an onside kick attempt 45 yards for a touchdown. For Miami, ex-Bills QB Ryan Fitzpatrick tossed for 282 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Mark Walton rushed for a game-high 66 yards. Buffalo's next game will be on October 27th at 1 o'clock, as they will host the Philadelphia Eagles. The game will be televised on Fox. Tonight, with an 8:15 kickoff, the 1-4 New York Jets will be hosting a divisional game versus the 6-0 New England Patriots for Monday Night Football. The Jets are coming off of their bye week, getting their first victory of the season prior to their bye week, 24-22, over the Dallas Cowboys back on October 13th. New England, like the Jets, are coming off of a win in their last game, a 35-14 win against the New York Giants. According to ESPN's Power Football Index, the Pats have more than an 85% chance to reel in the W. The game will be televised on ESPN. That's it for sports today. Justin and Dakota, back to you.
Alrighty, Norm, thank you very much. Well, sticking with local sports, registration for the YMCA of Jamestown's Youth Basketball League is now open. Area students from elementary to middle school are invited to sign up for the league that emphasizes a good athlete first and the sport second through fair play, sportsmanship, and equal participation. The YMCA of Jamestown welcomes all levels of players from beginner to more advanced. All Jamestown players must attend a skills evaluation that will be held on Saturday, November 23rd. Players will also have the opportunity to attend a Cleveland Cavaliers game during the season. For more information, you can see our web story at WNYNewsNow.com right now. Pretty cool. I'd do it just for the Cavs game, let me tell you. So,
I mean, I don't know if I ever divulged that in middle school I almost tried out for the Washington team for basketball.
Nice.
Although I don't play basketball myself. I actually wanted to try out for the team just because I wanted to.
Right, it'd be fun.
But unfortunately, the day tryouts were held, I had detention that day.
Yeah, Dakota was a bad boy in school, so he's still a bad boy now sometimes.
I'm always causing trouble.
He causes trouble around the news. No, just kidding. But no,
I'm on double secret probation. One more, they're going to ship me out of here.
Right, Andrew will be in all the time. But no, it's pretty cool. I good to see that they're really focusing, I think, on that sportsmanship, what makes a good athlete. And sometimes it's hard today, especially in the national sports world, to find good players. They're out there, though. I mean, and by good, I just don't mean you're good at, throwing a basketball.
Right.
I mean, good is in
character.
Yeah, you're a good citizen. So it's
and I know it's hard because, I mean, to people who are in pro sports, that's their job.
Right.
And I know sometimes it gets frustrating, but also at the same time, you have to have some sort of a level of composure. You can't go wild and, throwing things and whatnot.
And a lot of times that's a 24-hour job.
Right.
I mean, if you have a flip out somewhere, of course the media is going to pick up on it.
Right.
And it's going to become it's almost like us. Like,
right.
We have to be good people in and outside of.
We have to be careful about
facility.
what we do. And
right. But I think that transforms probably into other sectors as well. If you work at a restaurant as a waiter, I mean, you're not going to go out and,
here's your food.
Right. But not even that. Like, even if you were like a jerk, or say you got a DWI or something outside of, your business. I mean, that's going to affect you.
Right.
So, certainly, nevertheless, Norm said he played basketball pretty much his whole high school career. It looks like
he could outball me because I know absolutely nothing about basketball.
Well, Norm's really tall, in case you don't know. The camera always gets adjusted onto Norm Rodriguez. So.
He's like Andrew. I mean,
really,
Andrew's
he's tall too.
Yeah, Andrew's so tall. I mean, every time we have Andrew doing weather, we have to adjust the weather camera.
Right.
It's always a fun time.
And
for
then
our
Dakota
producers.
goes back out there. And it's just
and then I look like I'm,
Dakota.
so short. But anyway, tomorrow we've got rain and wind coming our way with a front. So again, the strongest winds will be near the Lake Erie shoreline tonight, but soaking rainfall definitely likely tomorrow. We're looking at probably about a half an inch to 3/4 of an inch of rain tomorrow. After the front, temperatures go back below average. We have one average day on Thursday, and then temperatures fall below average for the remainder of the week into the weekend.
All right. Well, hey, it looks like fall is here, minus today anyways. Thank you, Dakota. Hold on to your hat tonight, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So, news continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com. We remind you, when you're on the go, stay in the know by downloading the WNY News Now mobile app on the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. There it is. It's free to download. We are back tomorrow. Hope to see you there. Have a great day.